everyone, welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. I've been asked to do some coasters for a lovely lady who has a beautiful home with very neutral colours, mostly greys and a little bit of that greige colour, which is a sort of a combination between grey and beige, but she has a red splashback in her kitchen, so a beautiful red splashback, which is a very vibrant colour against the other neutrals. So I want to do a neutral base and then use red as a swipe, and I thought, I wonder if I use the SuperCell pouring paint by Mont Marte, if I could use that as my swipe colour and see if that brought up some cells. So I'm going to have a go at that and see what happens. Now this seemed a little bit thin for me, so I've just added a little bit of the Eraldo de Paolo warm red just to thicken that up slightly, so that when I drizzle it back into the cup, let's put it here, after about 3 seconds it bounces back onto the stick. It's very hard for me to show you that, sorry. But that's what it does, which is how I usually have my swipe paint. So I'm going to try that. Now for a base, I've mixed up some Eraldo Granite Grey and the Eraldo Metallic Ice Flow. And to that I've added the DecoArt Enchanted Shimmer, the white. Has a beautiful shimmer to it. And that's given this lovely grey, which has got that beautiful shimmer from the DecoArt in it. And that's what I'm going to use as my base. Now for the colours that I'm going to swipe over, I've got several different ones. I've got the Amsterdam Silver, which is actually quite beigey looking. It's not what I would call silver at all. It's a very beige look. And then I've got the Mont Marte Silver, and as you can see the difference there, it's huge. And then I'm going to lay down some of the Eraldo Glacier, which is a very fine light grey, which is an opaque, and the Eraldo Metallic Outer Space, and just a small amount of the Amsterdam Pearl White. Now all of those were all mixed with Australian Floetrol. So the only thing I haven't got Floetrol in would be the Mont Marte SuperCell pouring paint. So there's absolutely no Floetrol in that. So it's just the actual paint itself creating the cells, hopefully. Okay, so I'll just now lay down my base. I'll move my paints out of the way as I go. This tile is a 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre ceramic tile, and it's actually a matte finish. It doesn't matter if it's matte or gloss finish, that's perfectly okay. So I'll just lay down my paint. I don't want it to be too deep, so I'm just going to spread that with my little spatula. I could spread it actually with my little mini blower. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to be swiping over it anyway, so just make sure I've covered all my edges as well, as usual. So that's a really nice grey. It's got enough colour to it that you can tell it's grey. Sometimes when you have a very pale grey, if you haven't got white against it, it actually looks white, whereas this one actually does look grey. Just covering those edges up. If you want your base to be very smooth, you can actually spin that out as well, which helps. But I'm quite happy with that there. Okay, now I'll just burst the bubbles with my heat embossing tool. Someone was asking the other day where I got mine from. I actually got that from Capriel Shabby Chic, which is an Australian company, but I do believe they ship overseas as well. But when I checked the other day, this one was actually currently not available, but it's been really great actually. Right, so the first colour I'm going to lay down will be the Glacier Grey. So that's just going to be next to the, because it's an opaque, I don't want it obliterating the other colours, but I just want that lighter sort of grey in there. And then I'm going to lay down some of the, which one next? The Amsterdam Pearl White. Just want a little bit of that under there. Now I don't want too much of the silver, so I'll just do a very, very thin line of that. Otherwise it does tend to take over a bit. And a little bit of the outer space, oops, which is a darker colour. So again, don't want too much because otherwise it'll just take over as well. Just a thin line there. And now the greyish sort of colour, which is the Amsterdam Silver. So I'm going to put a bit more of that. I'll do a little bit along the edge as well, because I want that one showing through. I'm hoping the outer space will come up, so I might put a tiny bit more of that. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll burst some bubbles. And now what will happen? Who knows? So I've got my Mont Marte SuperCell pouring paint cadmium red with a tiny bit of the Eraldo, the Paolo warm red added to it just to thicken it up a tiny bit. And now I'll get my little spatula. I'm just going to use this little palette knife just to bring it over, come to about there, about 2/3. Bring it back slightly and then swipe again. So we'll see how we go. There's no rhyme nor reason or anything. It's just seeing how we go. Okay, here we go. It's right from the edge, so soft enough that you're not going to swipe the paint off, but hard enough that you're going to make contact. So let's see, are we going to get some cells? And yes, we are. So I'm just going to bring that around and swipe back again that way and over the edge. Just put the paint on the edge there. Well, we got cells. I'm not sure that my swiping technique was fantastic, but anyway, great. Okay, so I'm just going to put some heat on there to bring up any more cells. So it certainly has worked, that red, bringing up some cells, definitely. They're not like your jelly bean type cells that you'll get with your TLP pigments or anything. It's a different type of cell, but cells they are. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of modification here, and I'll bring it towards this piece here. So this is just a bamboo skewer, and bring it to there. So I'll start from here. I think I'll use the thick end though to get a deeper line coming through like that. And you can see how I've used the thicker end, and it's given that beautiful pattern coming through there. Just going to come towards here. So this is a very easy thing to do, and you get a very nice result. Kind of looks like butterfly wings, although I'm not trying to create a butterfly. And then just bring this one around, and then just bring all of these around as well. This guy here, I might bring it from here. Okay, now I'll just use the pointy end to just break the line. I'm not going to bring it the whole way though, just where I'm going through those cells, it's creating these lovely little patterns, which I like very much. And now where I've got this straight edge, I'm just going to bring that in like this, just to give a nicer edge there. So you can modify these however you like. This is just how I like to do it. So that silver's there. I can see the greyish colour, which is the Amsterdam silver, is in there. And a little bit of the darker outer space is there, which gives a nice contrast. And I can't see the Amsterdam pearl white, but it would be in there somewhere. So it's good. I've got a good representation there of all those colours. Now I just want to use my little balloon here just to finish that off. So you can see I didn't wipe it off very well from the last time I used it, but that's okay. I'm just going to go right there. Okay, it's not quite giving me what I want. I'll go again. That's a bit better. And now we'll just bring these pieces down. As I say, you can modify however you like. Not loving this, so I might just put a couple of bits of paint and do another little balloon smash right there. Or kiss or smash, a bit of that darker. A little bit of the silver. And a little bit of white. I could actually make that into a little flower and just kind of blow that out with a straw, or I could do a balloon smash. So put a tiny bit of red on the top. What do you reckon, guys? Balloon smash or blow it out? Try the balloon first. Nope, not loving that. Looks like a little bow. And that's better. That's better. Yeah, it really does look like a little bow. That's pretty. One more time. Yeah, like that. Okay, and I'll probably modify that by bringing this one in a bit. And I should probably just leave that like that now. Maybe just bring a little bit of red in there. You know, you can play around with your modifications. You can really spend hours doing that, but I don't really want to spend hours doing it. Okay, so there it is. I'll just use my heat tool one more time. And I think that should dry really nicely. So I shall show you the dried result. I'll bring you down for a close-up in the meantime. Now don't forget to wipe off your drips like I'm doing now, and check that your edges are covered. I feel like I need to put a little bit more along that edge there, just along the very edge. Make sure the corners are covered. And a little bit more along this edge here. Alrighty, so I'll bring you down for a close-up. So here we are coming down for the close-up of this very pretty piece. I've got the torch on, or flashlight. You can see these cells are just gorgeous. And that was from using that Mont Marte SuperCell paint as my cell activator. Swiping it over the top of the other colours. So I'd have to say that that was very successful. And they're different type of cells, as I say. They're it's more of a lacing sort of a look. But I love them. Very, very pretty. Look there. So this is really lacing here. And you've got those other shapes, and where I've brought the skewer through, you've got these pretty little teardrop sort of look there. And then my little balloon smash, just there, creating a lovely little flower. So all in all, beautiful. I love the red with the greys, and I think that will dry beautifully. So I will bring you back and show you the dried result at the end of the video. Okay. So here we are the next day, coming down for a close-up of this dried piece. It has dried beautifully. Everything has just kept its shape. I haven't had any cracking or splitting of the paints there. You can see here, it's just lovely. Zooming in there. So everything's just how I left it, which is beautiful. And I'll just switch the flash on now as well, just so you can see the shimmer in the base, which was a couple of different paints that I added the DecoArt Enchanted Shimmer, what is it, white, yeah, into. So I'll quickly do that, won't be a sec. So there's flash on, and you can see that beautiful shimmer there. Absolutely lovely. And up the top there. Some of the base paint I did already have a shimmery paint, but by adding that DecoArt Enchanted Shimmer, it really has made it lovely. Okay, so there it is, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Now, because I've used the Mont Marte SuperCell paint, it does have silicone in it, so before I resin this piece, I will have to just wipe it over with a baby wipe, and that's all I've had to do when I've been using that paint to get rid of the silicone, and I haven't had any problems with the resin adhering or you know, having any fish eyes or anything like that in it. So it's actually been no problem at all, which has been great, because I was a bit worried about that in the beginning. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that one today, guys, and I will see you back here in Studio 33 in the not too distant future. Until then, stay safe. Bye bye.